published, 5:45 EDT, the 8th of May 2018, updated, 12:19 EDT, the 8th of May 2018. Peter Kay's car share has sparked outrage on social media after the bank holiday special featured a cruel joke about a transgender woman. The return of the hit BBC One comedy show saw the 44-year-old funny man ad-libbing alongside co-star Sam Gibson, 41, in the 30-minute episode that sees two unlucky in-love colleagues sharing a ride. However, many branded a gag about a man called Gordon who came out as a transgender woman and was beaten up by thugs because he couldn't run in heels. Deeply offensive. Kay's sidekick Gibson, who plays Kaylee, is heard saying Gordon's wife should have pulled the tubes out while visiting him in a coma in hospital because he'd kept his secret life from her. The BBC has declined to comment on the story. However, human rights campaigner Peter Tatchell told Mail Online that actress Gibson's comment in the off-the-cuff sketch was arguably worse than Kay's reaction. He said, Sian Gibson's retort that she'd pull the tubes out was much more offensive than Peter Kay's sadly dismissive shrug. Given the horrendous scale of violence against trans people, it is hard to see this issue as a joking matter. It would be better if the BBC made bigoted transphobes, not trans people, the butt of its jokes. Scroll down for video. The return of car share to screens was celebrated by many, but a joke about a transgender woman called Gordon left some viewers accusing the show's stars, Peter Kay and Sam Gibson, pictured, of transphobia. The pair, who play colleagues John and Kaylee, listen to a radio presenter recounting the fictional tale of transgender woman Gordon, who is beaten into a coma by thugs. Kaylee, Gibson, is heard saying that Gordon's wife should have pulled the tubes out for leading a double life there. Character of Kaylee also responds to the news that Gordon's wife has met a new man with the line, "A real man." The show is famed for its humorous dialogue between John, played by Peter Kay, and Kaylee, portrayed by Sam Gibson. The sketch featuring the transgender joke appeared around 20 minutes into the program, which aired at 10 p.m. on BBC One last night, and saw the couple reacting to the fictional phone-in tale of Gordon and an accompanying song request, "More Than a Woman," on the radio in the car. The radio presenter is heard recounting how Gordon came out to his wife, who had suspected him of having an affair after finding women's clothing amongst their laundry. Car share's main characters are seen pouring scorn on Gordon, with Kaylee branding Gordon's wife's new lover a real man and John making of a sign on his cheek. There is much tittering from the pair when the presenter reveals Gordon had been left in a coma by the group of lads because the transgender woman couldn't outrun them in heels. On Twitter, the joke left many questioning whether the BBC should be airing such comedy. Kay's character John is left wide-mouthed at the story of how Gordon became Jordan. Human rights campaigner Peter Tatchell told Mail Online, "It would be better if the BBC made bigoted transphobes, not trans people, the butt of its jokes." As the radio phone-in tale comes to an end, car share character John is seen offering a two-fingered salute at the camera. One viewer said the gag was cheap and so ill-judged that it had tainted the brilliant previous episodes. At Phil_Marriott commented, "I'm a massive fan of car share, but the unscripted show tonight just didn't work. The cheap gag at the expense of trans people was so ill-judged and has tainted the brilliant previous episodes. Shame." At Jacqueline Wells added, "Don't like how at @PeterKay_Go_UK is speaking about transgender people on his Peter Kay car share." Adkern should be ashamed to even let this trans bashing air. At Seren Kestrel wrote, and meanwhile Peter K demonstrates his 1970s comedy roots with a trans piece on car share. Fucking awful. At Adamsil_86 said, gone from watching a program about acceptance and understanding of the trans and LGBTQ+ community to a bit of casual transphobia on car share. Peter Kay rejoined his co-star Son Gibson, 41, for a new episode showing the pair ad-libbing their way through an entire car journey. Fans are rejoicing Kay's return after millions tuned in to watch the show's debut on BBC iPlayer, and with the second series attracting 10 million viewers on BBC One elsewhere, many were delighted to see Kay back on screens. The comic comes after the star cancelled his live tour due to unforeseen family circumstances in December. The show's second series attracted 10 million viewers on BBC One. One viewer tweeted, "Have missed P2K #carshare unscripted, just about genius." Others said, "Great to have Carshare back on TV. And love Carshare, miss you P2K, so funny. Great to see Peter Kay back on the telly. Never fails to crack me up. So naturally funny." Back on the box, many fans couldn't hide their delight at the show's return and took to social media to share their excitement. Other viewers were quick to point out how amusing the comedian would have been if he had continued with his tour, with one saying, "This new car share makes me sad that Peter Kay cancelled when I had tickets." The pair also enjoy a sing-along to tunes played on fictional radio station Forever FM, with their interaction with music forming the backbone of the unscripted special. Twitter users found one highlight of the show to be the moment the duo discussed what the U in Club Sandwich stands for. One wrote, "How many people went and googled what Club Sandwich meant after watching Carshare Unscripted? Last night's improvised scenes will be followed by the show's last ever episode later this month. At the end of their second series, Kaylee got out of John's car and walked away after he failed to reply to her declaration of love for him, not giving fans the romantic ending they had hoped for." Another prominent scene for viewers came not from the actors themselves but instead from the comedy's background features. As John and Kaylee drove through the show's setting, audiences at home couldn't help but notice the peculiar and highly amusing shop signs that the pair passed by. Another prominent scene for viewers came not from the actors themselves but instead from the comedy's background features. One in particular stood out, a sign for an Aldi knockoff shop called Ha Aldi. After noticing the humorous shop, viewers on Twitter wrote, "Some of the background shots on Carshare are superb. Sorry, but this is the best knockoff shop name in history, and they've just passed Ha Aldi." Always watch the background in Carshare. Despite its success, Kay admitted he wasn't sure anyone would want to watch it when they began. On the venture. "I worried viewers may not have the patience to stay with the simple idea of two people commuting," he admitted. "Especially when they have so many other things to watch." Peter Kay's Carshare began without any fanfare in 2015, but word of mouth soon started, with the show becoming increasingly popular. In 2016, the show won 2 BAFTAs, and a National Television Award, which it scooped up again this year.